I'm going to hand the mic over to you. Round of applause to welcome Paul.
Hey guys. Wow, that's loud. So yeah, this talk is, it started off as kind of a deep dive into what you can do with Amazon security, but it's sort of, as I thought about it, it became more of an overview because there's a lot of stuff that people do wrong kind of out of the box. And, and it sounds like people know what I'm talking about. So this is kind of a talk about as you grow your teams, as you start acquiring, maybe even acquiring companies or adding more people in. I've seen over my years in this stuff that there's really only about 10 to 1 developers to people that have access in your account that actually know what they're doing, right? So as every time you have 10 guys working inside of Amazon, what I've actually realized is there's only one of those people that really understands the implications of all the security around it. So who am I? Why should you listen to me? You probably shouldn't, but that's okay. I've been doing this stuff since 2009. Pretty early, not the earliest I know, but it's been a while. I have done architectures for companies big and small. I've been part of a few different startups. I'm currently the CTO and founder of CloudCoreo. A couple of my other guys are in the back. And what CloudCoreo is a product that lets you actually automate all of the hard things inside of your cloud environment. So if you think about everything from alerting on rules that your business finds important to alerting on actual security issues or even deploying fully compliant, fully secured environments with the click of a button, that's the platform that CloudCoreo is. So let's get right into it. Actually, before I start, who here is like kind of new to Amazon? Okay, awesome, perfect. How many are like fully? I totally get it. I know exactly how to do all the things in security. I'm good. How many people are like that level? Because I'm not that level at all. Okay, just checking. All right. So I found this stat from Gartner recently. I didn't even know there was a real number around it, but it's kind of impressive. 80%, according to Gartner, of all the cloud breaches are actually due to misconfiguration. It's actually due to somebody inside your organization typing the wrong thing in or clicking on the wrong thing. That's pretty startling, right? And why does that happen? It happens because cloud's moving fast, right? As Amazon innovates, they add all these new services, and your developers are inevitably going to put all of your customer data into those new services to analyze, to I don't know, just whatever you guys are doing. It's all going in all over the place, and every single one of these services has points where you could actually misconfigure and lose all that data, right? The other part of it, again, like I said before, is as you add more team members, you're having a lot more people that have no idea what they're doing in the cloud, and they're just clicking on stuff. Great, fine. Let them innovate, but you have to kind of police what they're doing. So let's talk about some of the things that I've seen over the years that are really, really bad. First thing, does anybody know why this is bad? Anybody? It sounds bad. Yes, it does. Your root credentials are your kind of like lifeblood, okay? I want you to delete your API keys out of there. I want you to take whatever password you've got, write it on a piece of paper, randomly generate it, lock it in a safe somewhere, and don't log into it. All right, just pretend it doesn't even exist. If you get hacked or something, this is the only way you're going to recover or actually get back in or unlock your password, unlock your accounts that have been whatever ransomed or whatever is going on. Just don't use them. Public-only VPCs. So when you go into Amazon for the new guys, there's a default VPC when you log in. As soon as you start up your account, default VPC. Delete it, please. Just delete the default. It's not set up right. Just you can mark my words. Just you want to set up your own new one. You want public and private subnets, and you want to launch everything on the private one. Non-addressable spaces, right? If you guys haven't heard of that before, that's pretty bad. The idea here is that you want to put this attack vector on Amazon itself. So any servers that you have that you're launching, you should be accessing them through an ELB or an ALB or something like that, right? You actually want to make sure that your servers that actually have your customer data are protected just by not being able to access them at all. If you want a jump box, put a jump box. I prefer VPN. Do whatever you want to do. But again, those should even be in private and access them through an ELB. Does that make sense to everybody? I want to get that out there because a lot of people will just launch everything in the public, and every single one of those is an attack vector. Does anybody use this? Does this mean anything to anybody? There is no reason. So for those who don't know, this means everyone in the world, right? Just, I want to open up traffic to everyone on the planet. That's what that says. Say again? Yes, well, that would be even worse, yes. She said in every port, but yeah, that would be even worse. But there's no reason for this except for maybe on your public-facing website, right? There is no reason to have this on a security group rule anywhere in your Amazon environment unless it actually needs to be public-facing. And what needs to be public-facing? Not much. If you're gonna log into a VPN, then maybe that does. But after that, every server in the back end, at least give it the 10 dot if you're using a 10 dot address. If I'm talking over anybody's head with the networking stuff, please just let me know. I can slow it down a little. But anyway, when you start to limit your security group rules, it's a great defense against letting anybody in. And this is not limiting anybody. Here's a couple of my favorites. Does anybody know what this is? What's that? Yes, wildcard permissions. So this is actually okay sometimes, right? This is something you'd put in your S3 policy. It would open up your bucket up to the world, so people can download if you've got a CLI tool or something like that. But you have to use it sparingly, and you should actually know. You should have something in place that alerts you anytime anybody adds a let anyone in property. This one's a little trickier. Does anyone know what this is? So another S3 policy. A lot of the people I've worked with think this means let anybody that's logged into my Amazon account into this bucket. What it actually means is let anybody in the world with an Amazon account into this bucket. Right? And those are two very different things because just about everyone in the world has an Amazon account now. So this is effectively opening up your bucket for anyone in the world. I see this all the time. If you could write a rule just to go and find this, you'll do yourself a lot of favors. I'm pretty sure if you guys heard about the government of Mexico losing all of their taxpayer IDs and all that, I'm fairly certain what happened. Somebody misconfigured the Amazon bucket, or the S3 bucket. Cool. Moving on. Encryption's there. Use it. It's just clicking on drop-downs. It's free. It's not going to impact your performance. It's not going to impact anything. Just use the buttons that Amazon gives you. You'll see it time and time again. Nobody's encrypting their EBS volumes. Nobody's encrypting their S3 or their RDS, right? And there's no reason not to, not in this day and age. That's a good question. I have no idea. I think it should be on by default as well. He asked why it's not on by default. I don't actually, I've never worked for Amazon. I agree with you, though. It should just be on by default. Say it again. I challenge you to see the performance issues. It's it's so insignificant. It's just it's so worth the added benefit, right? I mean, I don't have any performance characteristics for it, but I've never ever noticed an issue. And then this one is not Amazon, but I had to throw it up there anyway. I just made this up. There might be some syntax errors, but is anybody using Docker before I go on to this? You're using Docker. Can you tell me what I'm doing here wrong? No? Well, that's fine. There's a lot of words. when you're building Docker images, every single one of your lines in your Docker file gets saved into an image, right? And when you push it up, they all go up. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically moving my creds into my image, running a copy to pull my build down, and then I'm removing the creds. The issue is they're still going to go up when I push it, right? So just because the container that I have finished and that I'm logged into and I've checked and I've tested has nothing on it, the layers in between all still do. That's a big mistake that I see a lot of people make a lot, is for some reason they'll do that in the container and then their creds are there up in Docker Hub or wherever you're pushing it. Not a good idea. So what do you do? What can you do? My job as a DevOps guy has always been to educate. I like to say I'll police your stuff, but I'm not going to be the police. I want people to consume as much cloud as possible because it makes the product better. It makes our company better. But I also know that people are going to make a lot of mistakes, right? So that's part of the impetus for creating CloudCoreo in the first place, is monitoring all these things that I know are issues and just letting me know when they happen so I can go to the developer and say, hey man, you just checked your keys into GitHub, Amazon alerted me, we just spent 25 grand today because of Bitcoin miners, right? Just educate. Teach people, I guess if if you have somebody that can educate you, go ask them. If you are the educator, then you need to actually talk to your team and tell them about all these different issues. Every time there's one, somebody else is going to make it. So what we do as a team, we'll if there's an issue, I'll Slack it out to everybody, say what happened. I won't point a finger, but I'll say what happened and why it's bad, and learn and move on. Hopefully, the mistake won't be made again. But yeah, that's the overall, the general gist of what I had. I was hoping to get a lot of questions from you guys. Happy to answer anything that you've got. I know it was short and sweet, but we've got some Dome 9 guys here. I can talk about some security group stuff for sure. I know that. Yes. Yeah, I know, it's bad. Sure. Does an IAM user have access to billing? You can get them access to billing, yes. You can get them access to the billing data anyway, right? You can set it up in your root and then get the billing access to the bucket, right? I can help you after. Anybody else have any comments, questions? Do I blog? I try to, but I'm not, not very good at it. My Twitter handle is Paul D. Allen. We do have blogs that go up on cloudcoreo.com right here. We are actually, these t-shirts I've got on, we're actually giving away a couple of them. If you want to drop me your business card and we can do a raffle or whatever and get you a couple of sweatshirts as well. But yeah. She keeps laughing at me. Oh. Okay, guys. Well, thank you much. Again, I'm Paul Allen. Company is CloudCoreo, helping you make faster, safer cloud infrastructure.